Christy Sampson-Kelly was the principal at the city's school for incarcerated juveniles. Now she's facing charges of malfeasance for sexual conduct with a teenage inmate waiting trial on an attempted murder charge.
While Sampson-Kelly's arrest came as a surprise to those who know her, nobody was more shocked and upset than the mother of that juvenile. Investigative reporter Mike Pearlstein spoke with the mother and obtained exclusive details about the prison phone calls that authorities describe as, quote, sexual and explicit.
Christy Sampson-Kelly earned her Ph.D. in special education from the University of Maryland. She has given presentations throughout the country, including at Harvard University.
When I heard what happened, I was furious, devastated, hurt, angry.
In 2013, Sampson-Kelly published this book of poetry. More recently, she was principal at Travis Hill School, the New Orleans charter school that operates inside the city's juvenile detention center and adult jail.
She took advantage of my child. She took advantage of him.
Despite Sampson-Kelly's impressive resume, she is now known for this: her arrest in November following this warrant accusing her of engaging in more than 700 extremely sexual and explicit phone calls with a juvenile.
It broke my heart. It broke my heart.
In an exclusive interview, we spoke to the mother of the inmate, who turned 18 here at the Orleans Justice Center, where he is awaiting trial on charges of racketeering conspiracy and attempted murder. She was quick to point out that Sampson-Kelly, a married mother of 4 who lives in Slidell, is older than she is, and that her son's relationship with the educator started when he was at the juvenile lockup.
When he was back in youth study, he mentioned something about a settler.
Settler is street slang used by young men to describe much older romantic partners, often referring to women who are settled with families.
And my exact words was to him is, that's not good. Don't.
What the juvenile's mom did not know was who the older woman was, or the frequency and content of those prison phone calls. According to the warrant, from January to November of last year, there were a total of 762 calls.
She manipulated my son. That's what it tells me.
As for the content, we obtained partial transcript of some of the conversation, most of which is too explicit to broadcast.
It was his innocence. It was his innocence as a child that this lady stole. He'll never get that back.
In one segment, the juvenile describes an act of oral sex that he would like her to perform on him. In the conversation, she agrees to do so. Another segment shows the juvenile saying, quote, "I want to hear your sexy voice." She replies by stating she wants a part of his anatomy that is too graphic to repeat. Lionel Lon Burns is the youngster's defense attorney.
Never in my wildest dreams would have thought that someone who worked at the facility as a teacher, as an instructor, would take this young man and take advantage of him. I'm furious.
In between talk about sex, the transcripts show less graphic conversation. They show that in one instance, the juvenile says, "Tell me you want to marry me," to which the principal replies, "I want to marry you." Burns said the situation is even more alarming, given his client's diagnosis of a learning disability.
Yes, he was diagnosed with ADHD.
Why would she do that to a child? Why would you misguide and misbelieve someone? You know why she did it? Because she has specialized training in knowing that he has a mental illness.
With the youngster's attempted murder case moving toward trial, Burns said the relationship with the principal has made his client reluctant to help in his own defense.
Today he is an 18-year-old, scared, confused, now turning against his mother, young man, who at certain times does not now want to receive counsel from anybody.
We reached out to Sampson-Kelly's attorney, Sarah Chervinsky, and she said she expects her client will be cleared of criminal conduct. In a statement, she added, quote, "Dr. Sampson-Kelly has devoted her nearly 30-year career in education to working with troubled youth, and she has earned a spotless record and stellar national reputation as a compassionate teacher and dedicated advocate for juvenile criminal education reform." The teenager's mom said she recalls meeting Sampson-Kelly at an open house event at the juvenile lockup and thinking nothing of it.
You know, I just thought she was just doing her job. And here all the while it was otherwise.
Now, at the same time she is helping her son fight serious criminal charges, she is counting on the same system to bring justice in a case where she feels her son was the victim.
I thought he was safe, but he wasn't.
Mike Pearlstein, Eyewitness News.
The Orleans Parish Sheriff's Office said its investigation into this case is ongoing as it searches for evidence of more serious crimes, including those involving physical sexual contact. Meanwhile, a spokesman for Travis Hill School said Sampson-Kelly no longer works there, and the school is, quote, extremely saddened by these allegations.